Welcome back to the Pack Chat, our student voice opinion segment. I'm Jack Polishuk, joined by Abby Martinez and Madeline Roberts, and guest co-host Katie Smith, as we discuss this week's most trending topics. Let's get started. First, there have been new developments about the tragic events that took place on the set of Alec Baldwin's new movie, Rust. The gun used has been identified as an antique-era appropriate gun. The investigation is focusing on what bullets had been loaded into the gun and who was responsible. Candace Owens, a political author and commentator, has come under fire for calling the event poetic justice due to Baldwin's continued role as Donald Trump on SNL. Quote, Alec Baldwin spent 4 years dedicated to painting Donald Trump and his supporters as evil murderers. What has happened to Alec would be an example of poetic justice if it weren't for the actual innocent people that were murdered by him. Pray for their families, so sad. So, do you think that was insensitive, or do you think she was in the right?
I think that was extremely insensitive. I don't think that this is any sort of situation that is any ground to be made political. There's no reason for her to even put her foot in, let alone make a comment that could be seen as hurtful by so many people, especially the victims' families.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I just feel like there was no, what need? There was just you're not a lawyer in this, you're not in this investigation at all. Why do you just need to, dip your toes in there? But, yeah.
It's strange.
He's gonna have to live with this accident for the rest of his life, and she's basically calling it poetic justice. That's terrible.
Talk about toying with somebody's mental state, somebody's, the rest of their career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was an accident. Everyone's painting he did it on purpose or whatever, these theories. No, crew members took the guns to go shoot bottles. They put ammunition in it, and then they didn't take it out, and so he thought it was a prop gun. They probably tested it before, just not that day, and then it went wrong.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that making fun of Trump on SNL doesn't really deserve you killing somebody. I don't really.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't really understand your logic.
There's a very, very large difference between playing a part that you are not only getting paid for, but is, kind of audience demanded. Everybody, a lot of people loved that, versus actual life and death.
Yeah.
Where's the correlation?
Yeah, for sure.
Next, Kyle Rittenhouse is currently on trial following the Kenosha unrest shooting, in which he killed 2 people and injured another in August 2020 at the height of the Black Lives Matter protests across America. The judge of the trial, Bruce Schroeder, has caught flack for allowing the terms looters and rioters to be used to refer to the men who were shot and killed, instead of victims. If the defense and Kyle's lawyers were able to establish evidence that they were engaged in those activities that night. Do you think this is fair for them to be called that, or do you think, what do you guys think?
I think it's a loaded term. Basically, what they were saying in this article I read from the Chicago Tribune, it was basically you can't call, basically the judge was not allowing the people killed to be called victims. Instead, he was allowing them to be called rioters and looters, saying that victims was too loaded of a statement. But I don't understand how rioters and looters was not.
Yeah, I agree with that, because it's I feel like both are very, severe loaded, is the term for that. But just it's so, both are very big words, so I'm not sure what other word they could use, but I think there's better options, I guess is how I would put that.
Definitely.
I mean, we have freedom of speech. You can call anybody whatever you want to call somebody, but I just think it's really unprofessional, especially in a courtroom scenario. You should not be kind of thrown out of there. No matter who, if he killed 2 murderers, they're still victims. It doesn't matter what they did. They're still victims, and they still died by him,
Exactly, and I think that was a really good point that you made, that it is unprofessional, and this should be much different if it was in, I feel any other environment other than literal court.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he thinks that he's in a place where he can, call them anything other than a victim.
Yep. Finally, a woman is suing Kellogg's for $5 million following the claim that strawberry Pop-Tarts don't contain enough strawberries in the filling, claiming that strawberries are the product's characterizing ingredient, since their amount has a material bearing on price and consumer acceptance, and consumers expect they are present in an amount greater than other fruits, the suit asserted. The product's common or unusual name of whole grain frosted strawberry toaster pastries is false, deceptive, and misleading. because it contains mostly non-strawberry fruit ingredients, namely cheaper pears and apples. The suit said a violation of state and federal consumer protection statutes. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. This just makes me laugh. This is like I think one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. You don't go into the store thinking, you know what, a healthy option, I'm gonna choose some Pop-Tarts.
Exactly.
Like, why is she trying to make them something that they're not? And just, I was reading an article about this, and I saw this quote from a literal lawyer that said, the claims asserted in these cases strike me as so weak that the courts confronting them may dismiss them as implausible. Because I just don't understand how you can have a $5 million suit against. I'm just sorry, it does not make any sense to me.
The fact that Pop-Tarts have been around for forever and no one's ever been like, yes, this needs to be fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we actually have some Pop-Tarts
Yeah.
right here.
Okay.
Should we go ahead and give them a?
Let's try it.
Should we try them?
I think it's genius.
You think it's
You think
genius?
she's trying to make some money?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
I mean, you can read the ingredient list, and fruit isn't even in the top 98% of the ingredients. So I just don't understand why you can get so mad that. Yeah. So I do have a real strawberry flavored Pop-Tart here, and looks pretty strawberry to me. No complaints. So I feel like if you're eating Pop-Tarts as a daily snack, you shouldn't.
No
Yeah.
one's thinking they're healthy when they're
exactly.
eating them. They're like, yes.
And it's not like they're out of, this is not called a health food on the package. There's nothing saying that this is the healthy alternative to real
Yeah.
strawberries. It's kind of, I can't help but laugh.
I think
Like,
she should just do it. I think she should just do it and roll with it and see how far she gets.
more power to her.
That's all we have for today. Remember, T-Will Pack, there's always time to chat.